graph of pressure P and volume V of 1 mole of an ideal gas at constant temperature. We know PV is equal to nRT, T is constant, so P is inversely proportional to V. So it will come a rectangular hyperbola. So second question coming to this. So here you can see 1 kg mass is executing SHM. So displacement is given by this. So you can see it is in centimeter. So maximum kinetic energy formula is half m a square omega square. So by substituting the value, amplitude is 6, omega is 100. So amplitude is a centimeter. Okay. So if we convert it properly, so we will get 18 joules, option D. So then coming to the third question. So there is a frequency source of frequency V gives 6 beats per second when sounded with a source of frequency 200 hertz, and the second harmonic frequency 2V of the source gives 8 beats per second when sounded. So you can use these two equations to get V. It will come that 200 hertz. Okay, we need to get the common frequency. So 260 hertz is the correct answer. So coming to the next question. So you can see here following the statements of few processes taking place in nature. We need to tell which among these following are irreversible in nature. So all of these given options are irreversible in nature. So the option becomes 4. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So please subscribe for the quick solutions. So let us see the next question. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಕ್ವಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, so an electron falls through a distance of this much in a uniform electric field of magnitude 2 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb from rest. Okay, the time taken to cover this distance in seconds is, so basic formula you can use under root 2 dme by ee. Okay, so generally time is what, under the root of 2h by g, right? So here we need to take the acceleration as qe by m. So substituting the a value as qe by m, we will get this formula. Substituting answer gives 2.9 into 10 to the power minus 9. Please like this video for these quick efforts. Okay, so let's see the next question. So what will be the total electric flux? Okay, what will be the total electric flux through the phases of the cube as given? So you can see by symmetry I can combine such 4 cubes here. So from one cube, so we giving the symmetry, it will gives us q by 4 epsilon naught as our answer. Okay, so let us see the next question. Consider 3 point charges minus 2q, q and minus q, and 3 surfaces s1, s2, s3 as shown in the figure. We need to match the list. So net flux through s1, so you can see this is the s1 surface. So net charge enclosed here is minus 2q plus q, that becomes minus q. So it will be minus q by epsilon naught. So that is option number 2. So a corresponding to option number 2. So a2 is option 1 and 4. Let us see where it will be 0. So if you see the surface s3, so s3 is the total charge is minus 2q minus q minus 3q and plus q, that is how much, minus 2q. So minus 2q by epsilon naught through s3. So c will be 1. So that is option number 4. So let us see a parallel plate capacitor has a uniform electric field E in space between the plates. If the distance between the plates is d and area of each plate is a, the energy stored in the capacitor is, we know that half cv square. So v can be written as electric field into d. So if I write that half c is written as epsilon naught a by d, so v can be written as e square d square. So you can see here 1d gets cancelled. Half epsilon naught a e square d, half epsilon naught a d e square, 3 is the correct answer. So let us see let us see this question, which is very simple. In the circuit shown in the figure, the potential difference across 4 microfarad capacitor is across this capacitor I need the potential. So you can see these two are in parallel, so the equivalent becomes 12 microfarad, correct? So then the effective voltage across this will be how much? So total we can say this is 4 and this is 12, and this is my 12 volt battery. So effective capacitance of 12 and 4, this is 12, this is 4 series. So 12 into 4 by 16, so this becomes 3. So total charge flowing through this q is equal to cv, that is 3 into 12 36 microcoulomb is flowing. Okay, so now I want voltage here, so I can use again Q is equal to CV. Charge will be same in series, so Q is how much? 36. So 36 divided by 4, that will give me how much? 9. So 9 volts, option C. Okay, so that is option number C. Let's go to question number 10. Paper is very easy, guys. Please focus here. An electric dipole of dipole moment P is placed in a uniform electric field E. Then which of the following statements are correct? The torque on the dipole is P cross E, that is correct. Potential energy is correct. The net force on the dipole is non-zero, that is wrong. So the net force on a dipole in a uniform electric field is always zero. So they are asking correct statement, that is 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Second option. Okay, very simple. So next question. A 200 joule of work is done in moving a charge 5 coulomb from point A when the potential is minus 20 volt to another point B where the potential is V volt. The value of V at B is, so we know Q into V is equal to work done, right? Q delta V, work done. Q is how much? 5. So delta V is VA minus VB, that is minus 20 minus V is equal to 100, 200. So you can see here it's coming 40 minus V is equal to 40 plus 20, that is coming out to be 60 volt. Okay, so let's go to next question. Question number 12. ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ in figure the values of the currents I1, I2, I3 respectively are. So we can just use the junction law. 5 is coming from here, 1 is going here, so I1 should be 4. So I1 is 4 in two options. So this is 4, 1.5 is going here, so 4 minus 1.5, it is 2.5. I2 should be 2.5. So in both options there is 2.5. Then this is 2.5, 1.5 is going here, so 1 should go from here, that is option number 3. Okay, so next, please like, share and subscribe. Okay, so next question is the number of electrons moving per second through a filament of a lamp of 60 watt operating at 120 volt is nearly. So they are asking how many electrons are flowing. So power is given here, so can I calculate current, that is power divided by voltage, that is how much? Power is 60, voltage is 120. So you can see that is coming half ampere. How much it is? Half ampere. So I can use I is equal to Q by T per second they are asking. So Q becomes half coulomb. So you can use Q is equal to N into E. Q is half, right, divided by, you need to do 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So this will be the number of electrons, that will come out to be 0.5 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power 19. So approximately, so 5 by 15 I can take, 1 by 3. Okay, so 1 by 3 is 0.33. So 3 point something into 10 power 18. So option. Hi guys, so we were disconnected due to some network issue. ನೋಡೋಣ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಐ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಟಿ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಹಾಫ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ 4, 10, 20, 20. Okay, so that is the correct answer. Okay, so next question, in a conducting region these many 10 to the power 19 electrons and 10 to the power 19 protons move to the left, while 10 to the power 19 alpha particle move to the right per second. The resultant electric is, so electric current is what? Total net charge divided by time. So per second they are asking, so net charge we need to calculate. So calculate the net charge, what we can do is, electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged, and alpha particles are also 10 to the power 19 alpha particles are there, right? So alpha particles we take it as 2He4, right? So you can calculate the net charge here per second, so you will get the current. Okay, next question. A point charge is placed in a moving train. A passenger A sitting in the train and person B on the ground observes the fields due to this charge. Then point charge is placed in a moving train. Okay, so we know charge is does not depends on frame of reference. Okay, A observes both electric and magnetic field, B observes both electric and magnetic field, A observes only magnetic field, B observes only electric field. So since passenger A, with respect to passenger A, charge is at rest. Okay, with respect to B on ground, charge is moving, right? So B will observe both electric and magnetic field. B observes both electric and magnetic field is the correct option. Then next question, a proton enters a triangle to uniform electric field with same velocity. These are the radius of circular paths of these particles. Then we know that R is equal to mv by bq. Okay, speed is same, right? B is same, so m by q ratio we have to see, right? So first R proton will be mass of the proton divided by charge of the proton. Okay, that is E. So let us say for electron it is mass of electron divided by charge of electron. These two will be same. Now if I see the radius of alpha particle, it is mass is 4 times, mass is 4 times divided by charge is 2 times, 2 ones are 2 twos are, so it is coming 2 times. So R alpha will be greater, R alpha will be greater and proton electrons will be same. So coming to the question number 19, so you can see here Biot-Savart's law indicates that an electron moving with velocity v produces a magnetic field B around it such that okay, B is parallel to V, B is perpendicular to V, B is anti-parallel to V, and B is. So we know that any due to any random wire at any point R, correct? Electron moving with a velocity V produces a magnetic field. So this electron is moving, right? So magnetic field here is inside, correct? So you can see that velocity is in this plane and magnetic field is perpendicular to that plane, right? So you can see that it is perpendicular to V. Okay. So it will be the V is perpendicular to the field plane which contains magnetic field. Okay. Next question. Two identical circular current loops carrying equal currents are placed with their axis indicated at 45 degree to each other as shown in the figure. The resultant magnetic field at point P. We need to find the resultant magnetic field at this point. Okay. So what is the formula? Mu naught I R square upon R square plus X square to the power 3 by 2. Correct. So current is same everywhere. So now we just need to calculate putting the value of X as root 3. So let us simplify this. So it becomes how much? R square plus 3R square to the power 3 by 2, which gives us 4R square, that I can write 2R the whole square into 3 by 2. 2 get cancelled out, it becomes 8R cube. Okay, so 8R cube should be there in the bottom, and top R square, 1R gets cancelled out, so it becomes how much? 8R. So we get mu naught I upon 8R. So now we know that due to this, okay, so the magnetic field will be like this, and due to this the magnetic field will be like this. So the resultant will be in this direction. Okay, so both are B and B. Okay, so the answer will be how much? The answer will be, I can say that this is along x axis, so I can say that mu naught I upon 8R I cap plus, so this you can see we need to take the this is 45 degree, that means this is also 45 degree, this is also 45 degree, so that becomes mu naught I by 8R into 1 by root 2 j cap. So you can see here, this should be my answer. Okay, so what is the mistake we are doing here? 4R square. Okay, so that I wrote 2R whole square, 3 by 2, 8R cube it is coming, 2 cube is 8, right? So you can take mu naught I by 8R common, so what we have is here I cap plus 1 by root 2 j cap. Okay, so from here you can see mu naught I by 8R, so root 2 I cap plus j cap divided by root 2. So I can do rationalization into root 2 divided by root 2. So this becomes 16 if I multiply 2I plus root 2 j. So that is the correct answer. Okay. Coming to the next question, paramagnetic bar is brought near a bar magnet, then it is attracted by both the poles of the bar magnet, repelled, attracted by south pole and repelled by the north pole of the bar magnet, attracted by north pole and repelled by the south pole magnet. So paramagnetism is very weak phenomena, right? So it will be repelled. Okay, repelled is the answer. So pick out the wrong statement about magnetic substances. So negative minus, this is the correct answer. Greater than paramagnetic, correct. Substance with less than 1 are ferromagnetic. So mu are greater than ferromagnetic. So this should be there. So 1 is correct. So they are asking wrong statement, right? So wrong statement 2 should be included. 2 and you can see 4. 2 and 4 is the correct answer. So work function of a metal is the maximum possible energy acquired by an electron. It is equal for or no. Minimum energy required for an electron just eject from the surface. Yeah, this is the correct answer. 3. Minimum energy required. Please like, share and subscribe. If you are planning for good physics, please like, share, subscribe for these quick efforts. I am giving the fastest solutions. So let's see the next question. Okay. So next question is variation of photoelectric current with anode potential is shown below. Choose the correct option. So this is photoelectric current, this is anode potential, photoelectric current, anode potential, photoelectric current, anode. So A is the correct option. Okay, standard result. Very much standard result. Okay. So next question यहाँ पे देख सकते हो कि for in a Faraday Henry experiment a coil is connected to a galvanometer. For the deflection of point in the galvanometer, which of the following statement is a wrong? They are asking wrong. Okay, the pointer in the galvanometer deflects. So when the bar magnet is moved along its axis here, this is correct, this is not wrong. Magnet is moved away from the, this is also correct. When the coil is moved towards the stationary bar magnet, this is also correct. When the coil and magnets are moved with relative motion between them. Okay, so they are asking without only D is the correct option. Okay, only D is the correct option. Coming to this next question. Okay, so emotional EMF question, I don't want to read the full question, directly we can solve. The magnitude of EMF induced in the conductor is BLV. Okay, so B and length L is given how much? L. Okay, so BLV. So magnetic field is present between 0 and B. Okay, so the induced EMF will be only from 0 to B. Okay, from 0 to B it is BLV. Okay, next. In the circuit containing a pure resistor connected to AC source, so pure resistors, right? Pure resistors means no phase, voltage and currents are in same phase with each other. Okay, 3. So next question, a light bulb rated 100. Please like, subscribe guys. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಮಾಡಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. A light bulb rated 100 watt is connected to AC source of this much. RMS current through the bulb is, just you do I is equal to P by V. So 100 divided by 220, 0 0 cancel, 2 5s are 1 1. So 5 by 11 is roughly 0.4 something. So only one option is there, A option. Okay. Next, a small town with demand is this much. Okay, electric power at 220 is situated 20 km away from the electric power generation station. The two wires line has a resistance per unit length of this much. Okay, so per meter this much resistance is there. Okay, so this little bit calculative questions will come to this later, easy question only, but we'll finish maximum questions which are direct, you can solve within seconds. Okay, so we need to Gauss law for electrostatics is E dot dA is equal to Q by epsilon naught. So directly it is matching A with 1. And then next is Gauss law for magnetism. B dot dA is 0. B should be 3. A1 B3, A1 B3 one option, A1 B3 is one more option. So which one is correct? Let us go for Faraday's law. Faraday's law is what? Induced EMF is equal to d phi by dt, right? So that is a 4. So C4 here, C4. So this is the A is the correct option. Okay. Next question, guys. Next question with reference to the figure shown. So angle of incident, angle of reflection should be same. So angle of reflection should be 30 degree. Okay, and alpha should be how much? 90 minus 30, 60. So alpha 60, angle of reflection 30. So A3, okay, A3 B1, A3 B1 C2. So 3 option. Easy, very easy paper this time. Okay. So next question, the direction of a ray of light incident on a concave mirror is shown by PQ, while the direction in which the ray would travel after reflection is shown by 4 rays marked as A, B, C and D as shown in the proof. Which of the 4 rays correctly shows the direction of? Very simple question. So if the ray is coming parallel, right? So P is the ray, PQ. So if it is coming parallel, it should pass through what media is. It depends upon the nature of the first medium, it depends upon nature of second medium, it depends upon wavelength of light, it depends upon angle of incident, it depends upon wavelength, okay? It does not depend on any of the medium property, because refractive index is given by under root epsilon naught mu naught. It only depends on the nature of light, that is wavelength, speed, okay? The critical angle for a monochromatic light from medium A to medium B is theta. If the speed of light in a medium is medium A is V, then the speed of light in medium B is, okay? So we know that critical angle sin theta is equal to 1 by mu. So mu is the refractive index of denser medium. So now you can see here going from medium A to medium B. So it is going from medium A to B. That means refractive index of medium A is mu. Okay. They are saying that speed of light in medium A is V, then the speed of light in medium B is. So you can say that this is refractive index of medium B upon refractive index of medium A. So we know that speed of medium A is given V. That will be C by mu of A. Correct? So from here I can substitute the value here. So that will become how much? Mu B upon this. Mu A is how much? Mu A is C by V. Correct? So from here you can see mu B is coming C sin theta divided by V. So speed in medium B is C by mu B. So C divided by mu B value is how much? C sin theta by V. C cancel, V by sin theta. V by sin theta. Okay, simple. Okay, what range of electromagnets is considered as light? So very direct question. Okay, it is 400 to 700 nanometer. Third option. Okay, next, double slit experiment. How many maxima can be seen on the screen, including the central maxima, if D is 5 lambda by 2, where lambda is the wavelength of the. Okay, so you can see that this is my 2 slits, correct? So this D is given as 2.5 lambda, right? So between 2.5 lambda and here also 2.5 lambda, how many maxima we can see? One is central maxima 0, another one is lambda, another one is 2 lambda. Similarly here lambda, so another one is 2 lambda, right? So how many maximas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So top will get how much? 0, 1, 2 and down how many will get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5 will get, not okay. Fine. So then we have the radius of first orbit of hydrogen is this much. The kinetic energy, potential energy, total energy of electrons in the first orbit are. We know that magnitude of kinetic energy and total energy will be same. Okay, total energy and kinetic energy should be same. Kinetic energy cannot be negative. Our first option is wrong. So this is 13.6. This is minus 10. This is correct. Double of that. Yeah. So 2 options. Second option is correct. Okay. Now let us see next question. Okay, please like, guys, come on. Please like. Your more likes will motivate me to solve the questions faster. Bohr's second postulate implies quantization of angular momentum. Okay, angular momentum. An electron transition takes place from excited state to ground state in hydrogen atom. So it is coming from excited state to ground state. Okay, hydrogen atom. Then its kinetic energy increases, but potential energy and total energy decreases. Its kinetic energy, potential energy, and total energy. So it is coming from higher to lower state, right? So total energy will, of course, it will increase, correct? So as you go into the mode, what is the formula? Minus 13.6 divided by n square. Kinetic energy will be plus 13.6 divided by n square. As n is decreasing, kinetic energy will increase. Okay, so kinetic energy will increase, potential energy and kinetic energy will decrease, sorry, potential energy and total energy will increase. Okay, potential energy increases, but also kinetic energy and total energy decreases, but that is wrong. Kinetic energy increases, kinetic energy, potential energy and total energy decrease. Kinetic energy decreases, potential energy increases, but total energy remains same. Yeah, this is the correct answer. Okay, total energy should remain constant. Okay, so I haven't seen any solutions, guys. I'm solving in front of you, so please have some patience. And n-type, p-type semiconductors can be obtained by respectively doping pure silicon with. So in n-type we mix what kind of these things, the pentavalent, and p-type we mix trivalent. So that is how much, first pentavalent arsenic, and then this is phosphorus. Okay, phosphorus is pentavalent, sorry. So aluminum is trivalent, indium is your both are trivalent. So here phosphorus and indium. So third option is the correct answer. Okay, please like guys. So simple questions. So in which of the following diode is reverse bias? So here if the potential is less than here, then we can say it is reverse. So here minus 20, which is less than minus 10, because minus 10 is more. So this is the correct answer. So then a wafer of pure germanium crystal has two parts, X and Y. The end X is obtained by doping with arsenic. So okay, the end X is obtained by doping with arsenic. X is arsenic, that means this is N. Y with indium, this is P. Okay, it is connected to battery. So you can see that N is connected to positive terminal, reverse bias. X is N type, Y is P type, and the junction is forward bias. No, it is reversed bias. X is N type, P is Y type, and the junction is reversed bias. Fourth option, please like. Okay, so you can see that from the graph of angle of deviation, you'll notice. So simple question ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Angle of incidence for an equilateral prism, the refractive index ನೋಡಿ minimum deviation 60 degree ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. So what we can say here, equilateral triangle. So mu is equal to, formula is what, sine delta minimum is 60 degree. A is also 60 degree divided by 2, divided by sine A by 2, that becomes 30 degree, correct? So this is how much, 120, 60. So root 3 by 2 by 1 by 2, root 3, third option. Please like, share, subscribe, and motivate me to solve faster. Okay, which of the following circuit is correct for verification of Ohm's law? So we want to do the verification of Ohm's law. See, ammeter cannot be connected in parallel, so here this is gone. Only two options left. We have one ammeter here, one ammeter here. This is showing minus plus, it should be plus minus 2. Okay, next option, next question. So let us match this torque, gravitational constant, capacitance, Planck's constant. So let us go with the easy one. Torque is what, force into distance, ml t minus 2 into distance is L. So ml square t minus 2, fourth a4, 3 options are there. Okay, so then we can go with Planck's constant. We know P is equal to h by lambda, right? Lambda is meter, this is L, and this is m into mass into velocity. V is L t minus 1, correct? So this will also be ml square t minus 1, d ml square t minus 1, d2, a4 d2. Okay, two options are matching, this and this. Okay, so beautiful. Now we have to calculate either gravitational constant or capacitance. Okay, So you can say that Q is equal to C into V. Okay, Q is equal to C. This is Coulomb. This is Coulomb, or you can write charge is equal to current into time. So this is ampere into T. Ampere into T. Ampere is coming in which option? So ampere into T you can substitute here. Ampere into T. This is voltage divided by voltage. Voltage can be written as what, guys? Voltage can be written as what? So ampere should come only in capacitance, not gravitational constant. Directly I can relate C1. So C1, C3 or C1. So second option. Second option. So this is how you can quickly solve. A car covers the first half of the distance between two places at 40 km per hour and another half at 50 km per hour. The average speed of the car is just sum and divide by 2. 40 plus 50, that is 90 by 2, 45. 45 is the answer. Next, two bodies are projected with the same velocity. If one is projected at 30 degree and the other is at 45 degree, the horizontal, then the ratio of maximum height attained is, so maximum height u square sine square theta by 2g. This is constant, correct? So we can just say it is directly proportional to sine square theta. Sine 30 degree square 1 by 4 h2. Sine 45 degree, that is 1 by 2. You can take 2 h to 4, that is 1 h to 2. Option 2. Option 2. Option 2. Please like, share, subscribe. So next, velocity of a particle moving along x-axis, v is given. Okay, x denotes x coordinate of the particle. The magnitude of acceleration of the particle, simply v dv by dx we have to do. Okay, particle, when the velocity of the particle is 0 is, so we first make the velocity 0. X square minus 5x plus 4 equal to 0. From here you can calculate the value of x. X square you can write it as 4 ones are 4 minus 4x minus x plus 4 equal to 0. X into x minus 4 minus 1 into x minus 4 equal to 0. We are getting the value as x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 4. So if I do v dv by dx, I will get acceleration. So that is how much? V dv by dx, x square minus 5x plus 4, okay, multiplied by dv by dx. No matter what, if I put any value of x, then this 1 or 4, this becomes 0. So the acceleration becomes 0. Okay, so acceleration, this is a good question. Okay, someone who don't know v dv by dx, ಅವ್ರು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದೊಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, a man weighs 80 kg. A man weighs 80 kg. He stands on a weighing scale in a lift which is moving upward. Upward means you feel heavy. G plus A. G plus A. Okay, what would be his weight in kg? So we have to do G plus A. Okay, we need weight in, they are saying weight in kg, not in this is kg. Weight cannot be measured in kg. That will not change. 80 kg will remain. So here you are saying that upward, moving upwards, right? So m into g plus a if I do, so m is 80, g is 10 plus 6 is 16. Okay, so you can 16 0 16, so 16 8s are 16 into 8 I can do, so 128. So 128 we are getting, right? So but we need to see that here there is some confusion, they need to clarify this. Okay, so as of now answer is coming 128. Next, a mass m is hung with a light inextensible string as shown in the figure. Find the tension in the horizontal string. We need tension here, so tension here let us call it as T. So this component becomes T by root 2, this component becomes T by root 2. So T by root 2 is equal to mg. So T by root 2 is equal to mg. So T is equal to root 2 mg. So here in this, let us call it as tension is T dash. So T dash should be equal to T by root 2. So T by root 2 if I do, I'll get mg. So C option. C option, guys. Please like and subscribe for faster solutions and with clarity. Okay, two bodies with kinetic energy which are in the ratio are moving with equal linear momentum. The ratio of their masses is, so P square by 2m is the kinetic energy ratio, right? So P1 square by m1 h2, so divided by, so this is the first kinetic energy, P2 square by m2. This is equal to, they are given 3:1. So kinetic energy ratio, linear momentum is also same. So this is same, that means m2 1 by m1 h2 1 by m2 is how much? 3:1. So this will become 1:3. Okay, so second option. Please like, share, subscribe. Like ಮಾಡಿ. So next question ನೋಡಿ, a horizontal force of 5 Newton is applied on a stationary body. ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು stationary body ಇದೆ, 5 Newton ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, mass 5 kg ಇದೆ. Okay, which is initially at rest on a frictionless table. The change in kinetic energy of the body in 10 seconds is. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ 10 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 1 ಮೀಟರ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಾಫ್ 80 ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್. ಸೊ 1 ಇಂಟು ಟಿ ಇಸ್ 100. ಸೊ ಇದು 50 ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 50, ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ 5, 5 5 250. ಸೊ 250 is the total work done. So 250 Newton is the total, that is change in kinetic energy. So you can see here 250 joule. Please like, share, subscribe. Guys, the angular momentum of a moving body remains constant if. So angular momentum, sir, momentum yavaga constant irutte when the net force is 0. Angular momentum will be constant if the net torque is 0. Net external torque is applied. Net external angular moving body remains constant. Net pressure is applied. Net external torque is not applied. So fourth option. Net external torque apply ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. We should not do any application of torque. Then only the angular momentum will be constant. Please like, share and subscribe, because tau is equal to dl by dt. If tau is 0, then L is constant. Okay, next question. If earth was to suddenly contract to half of its present radius, what would be the duration of the day? Generally we have 24 hours. So time period depends on r cube. Okay, so it depends on, so here it is suddenly stop. r by 2 ಅಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ, r by 2 cube ಅಂದರೆ 1 by 8 times. So it will become how much? Okay, so I think I am doing something wrong here. 2 pi under root r cube by gm it is. So okay, r to the power 3 by 2 ಗೆ proportional ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So if I do 1 by 8, that is 1 by 4, 24, 6 hours. Okay, it will become 6 hours. 6 hours. Okay, I have a little doubt on this question number 54. We will see it later. Imagine a new planet having the same density as that of Earth, but it is 2 times bigger than the Earth in size. If the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the Earth is g, and then on the surface of the new planet is, we know g proportional to density into r. Okay, so here, so density is same, it is proportional to the radius 2 times. So g dash will become 2 times of g. Okay, so you can say directly g dash will become 2 times of g. Fine. Next. Hi guys, so coming back, so I was disconnected. So this is the correct answer. Whatever I explained, it is correct. 6 hours is correct, 2g is correct. Okay, I reconfirmed it. So next question is, so in this question, this is a very standard graph. Okay, between Earth and Moon comparison. Okay, it is a C option. C is the correct answer. Simple analysis you can do. Next question. Instrument fitted in a carburetor of an automobile to provide the correct mixture of air and fuel is necessary for the combustion works on Pascal's law, Bernoulli's principle, Newton's law of cooling, Archimedes' principle. So here combustion, right? So combustion is generally depends on what? So which law do we? Okay guys, so here the answer is Bernoulli principle. Okay, so there are 2 wires of same material and same length, while the diameter of second wire 2 times. So it directly is standard question 4:1. 2 times you just need to square it. Okay, So in a capillary tube experiment, a vertical 30 centimeter long capillary tube is dipped in water, rises up to height of 10 centimeter due to capillary. If the experiment is conducted in a freely falling water in an elevator, then the length of the water column becomes, it will not change, it will remain 30 centimeter. Okay, so in the thermodynamic process, which of the following statement is not true? They are saying not true. In an isothermal process, the temperature remains constant. That is true. In an isobaric process, the volume remains. That is wrong. That is isoporic, okay, not isobaric. So wrong is option 2. Thank you very much. I solved this question paper of D1 code. So I hope you like. Please like, share, subscribe, and all the best, guys. Okay. So we will connect, and I hope you did well. All the best for your chemistry paper.